Is chivalry dead? Or
Tawanda tastes good. The drink.
Hello, Globetrotters. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, welcome. Welcome to all the new subscribers, the returning viewers. In today's video, there's going to be a lot going on. It's going to be a mishmash. It's going to be going backwards and forwards. I'm getting ready to shoot a fall travel outfit video for you guys, since you seem to like that. So airport outfits for the fall, but you're not going to see that until fall officially starts. Because I'm a stickler about my favorite season. And then I'm going to go to a festival, the Umoja Festival here in Johnson City, Tennessee. So I'm going to share that with you. But first, I recently had lunch with a friend at a local eatery that recently opened in our area, and that is Jeremiah's Cafe. I wanted to share it with you guys because they're doing great things out there. The owner actually opened this cafe, poured her own heart, soul, money into it so that she can assist youth in the community who are on the spectrum with autism, who can get now training in this cafe to help them gain experience to enter the world of hospitality, so they can get the culinary experience, the serving experience, etc. The food is absolutely delicious. The space is impeccable. She's an interior decorator, so of course the space is set out very pleasingly. There's plenty of space in the parking lot. It's right across the street from the old mill on Walnut Street. Go ahead and check them out and tell them that Lori sent you. She's hired 2 chefs who are in the kitchen, and they seem to really know what they're doing because the baked goods are great. They're fresh. The sandwiches, the salads, the quiche, everything that we've tasted is so good. And my friend and I are very picky about our food, as you can tell. Yeah, as I was saying, what I end up trying to do is when I get my hair done, like I did this week, I went to Tori's Tangles, who is the one who does my mostly straight styles. So of course she hooked me up. And so when my hair is now freshly done, because my hair is naturally curly and it's not chemically straightened, I have to take advantage. So I'm trying to shoot 2 videos today and try to get as much done as I possibly can so that I can relax the rest of the week and not worry about my roots being too curly. So I'm going to do my little thing and show you guys, I guess. This is my e.l.f. concealer. I have to put concealer under my eyes. I'll put the color up on the screen. I'm not even sure what it is. I stopped buying the Fenty one because honestly, the e.l.f. one did as good a job as the Fenty one. So I'm like, why am I spending all that extra money? So concealer is mainly what I use. I don't do foundation that often. If I do, it's going to be like powder foundation, but doing my little thing and then blending it in. I'll let that dry while I'm doing everything else because I like the eye part to be a little bit more dried down. But this part, while it's wet, I'll mix it in. Anywho, so yeah, New York. New York was a blast for Labor Day. It's always a blast for Labor Day. I remember when I was younger going to New York. Being in New York and going to Juve morning. Juve is the party that happens in the wee hours of the morning. So we literally will wake up like 3, 4 o'clock, go out there and do the paint parties. It's like throwing powder. You come home, you're dirty. So you come home and you get a quick shower. You know, you may take a quick nap and then you go back out on the street when the sun is up. when the sun is up and bright, you'll go back out on the street for the parade, which usually happens about 10, 11 o'clock. So I'm too old for Juve now, and I've got to worry about too much with respect to my hair and all of that stuff. So I don't do that. I just went out there for the parade, and we didn't even go out there about 10. We went out there about 1, I think it was. So yeah, I'm just rolling in the concealer as it's dried a little bit. I just take whatever extra I have and spread it around the rest of my face so my face doesn't look like a bunch of different colors. That's all I'm doing here with this sponge. Now, there's always parties going on in New York, especially in Brooklyn, because Brooklyn is where the parade happens, the borough of Brooklyn. So because it's Brooklyn and Brooklyn is so multicultural, there's going to be parties happening all of the time. There's going to be Soca Fest. There may even be a reggae fest. Usually it's Soca and Calypso that you hear all weekend for Labor Day. I have a little spot there. I want to conceal a little bit more. I'm going to spray my lock spray. This works just as good as the MAC spray that I used before. That is so much more expensive, but this helps keep me from not only getting shiny, but it also keeps the makeup nice and matte and nice and fresh on my face so it doesn't go away too soon, because I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos again, and then I'm going out afterwards. So I want to make sure that I can maximize putting on this makeup, because I don't put on makeup every day. So when I do, I'm going to make sure that I can make it last long so I can do multiple things with it. I'm going to use the Fenty spray, my little triangle puff, to just set the makeup while my face is still kind of wet from that setting spray. I'm going to use some setting powder, especially around my eyes. I think this is either cinnamon or nutmeg is the color, but I'll put it up on the screen. It doesn't matter. But I'll use this too as like, just to help smooth over any of the concealer that I didn't smooth in before. And my steps are almost over. But yeah, there are places that I will visit during a trip that I will not show on my channel, because I want it to be a positive space. And if there's something that I do not recommend, then I'm not going to show it to you, because I don't want you to go there and have an unpleasant experience and then blame me for your unpleasant experience. Now, just because I'm doing a video, I'm going to line my eyes a little bit just for extra impact, because the camera doesn't pick up makeup as well. So I got to do a little bit extra. And because I like my eyes the best, that's my favorite feature, I'm going to highlight those. So this is just a black eyeliner pencil, and I just run that over the top. Plus that helps to make my lashes look fuller, because I don't do lashes. I don't have the patience, as you can see. And this may not be perfect because I'm not even looking. Usually I'm like putting on my glasses with it, but between every step to make sure they're even and all of that stuff, and they are not. So yeah, it's not going to be perfect because I'm talking to the camera too, and that's extremely distracting for me. But anybody who's up on me like that close should not mind that I have uneven lines of eyeliner. They hopefully say, "You smell good." All right, eyes are set. Now I'm just going to put my mascara, my MAC Magic Extension Max Mascara, which is great for, again, helping to make sure that they are nice and lengthened and fluffy and not clumpy. And they just make a great difference to me that with the eyeliner to emphasize my eyes. So I'm not going to do a side by side, but if you want to rewind to the beginning of my makeup routine less than 5 minutes ago, you will see that just this alone, just some concealer and some eye makeup alone, and of course the setting powder, makes such a difference. For me, makeup is about enhancing your attributes, not necessarily changing them. So I like my eyes, I like my long lashes. I'm going to bring attention to them, just like drawing an arrow to them, basically saying, hey, look at these. Anyway, so one restaurant we went to in New York was, I can't even remember the name of it because we literally have just been, my friend and I, referring to it, and you've seen her in multiple videos before. If you're not new around here, her name is Shy. And we've been friends for over 30 years, and we kind of have similar tastes in a lot of things, music, travel, all that kind of stuff. So it's like family. And we walked into the place. The guy, he welcomed us in, and for some reason, I've deleted most of the photos of that place, but I do have some video clips, so I will insert them. But it felt like a shotgun house, like in New Orleans, those houses that you go into, and it's like you can see from one end of the house to the next end of the house. Just filling in my brows with this MAC eyebrow pencil. I think it's either stud or spike. I think it's stud is my color. But yeah, he welcomed us in. We went in, and there was no hostess in the little vestibule area, but we could see all the way to the back already. It was very narrow. I could almost like reach my arms across, but except I have short arms. I could almost reach my arms across and feel both walls in the place. There were about 3 or 4 tables, maybe maximum, and then space at the bar, and that was it. Space with maybe 4 or 5. And I don't know, there were just people bigging up this place on TikTok, and you go on TikTok and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get some good recommendations. A young lady walked past us, and my friend and I looked at each other and we're like, no, surely she can't be the host, even though she's dressed in all black and looks very hostessy. She can't be the hostess. We walk back outside. We tell the guy we have a reservation. He's like, oh, the hostess is inside. And he goes and he calls her. This is my Dior lipstick that I discovered in Christmas of 23, yeah, in that Christmas set. And I had a little trial, and I went back and I bought a whole one because I like this for my nude look, for my barely there look. I will line with this color Stay Revlon, but usually it's not necessary. But again, because I'm doing the video, I want to emphasize my lips a little bit more. Otherwise, my lips just tend to blend into my face if I don't do much emphasizing of it. And then I have this e.l.f. lip gloss. Now, this is really popular on TikTok. I put this e.l.f. lip gloss over it. And these are sold at Amazon. I'll link it below. Amazon, Target. I think I even saw some in Big Lots. Just make sure that, and TJ Maxx, just make sure you check to make sure they're not open. I do a little bit to my nose, a little bit to my chin, then just rub the extras along my jawline for definition. And I'm done. I'm done with makeup. We sat down, we ordered the food. The saving grace of this place is that the food was truly good. It was really, really good food. The drinks were okay. The service, definitely not good, because we had to keep calling the girl back, and they didn't have any Grey Goose. They didn't have any Belvedere. They didn't have any, what does she want that she asked for? Syrah. We just wanted like just a basic drink. And they had some cocktails on their own menu that they didn't have the ingredients for. And I'm like, is this a bar? It feels like a bar, but I don't feel like you have all of the ingredients to be a proper bar. So we stayed less than the 2 hours, because they give you a 2-hour limit per table. We stayed less than the 2 hours, most definitely. Got back in another Uber and headed across to Brooklyn. Now, on a different day, we went back to Brooklyn. There's a concert happening out there. So an email from them saying that the gates were going to be open 2 hours later than they stated originally, either an hour or 2 hours later. 2 hours later, got there late, said, okay, we'll give them time. Walked back there, and there was this long line of people waiting to get in. So the gates were not even open then. Stood online an extra hour. Put your flags up! Kez is who we were there for, and if you watch my video from last year, you saw I love Kez, the band, great Trinidadian band, soca band, and they basically, long story short, they basically put his name on the flyer, had him come out at 7:58 when this thing was supposed to end at 8 o'clock, had him come out at 7:58, so I guess he was going to rush through a set of music. And what one of the security guys at the gate told us as we were leaving, because we're like, we're not staying anymore because of a certain number of occurrences, which I'll get back to. I know I'm skipping all over the place. He said what they do is they will put someone's name on the billing, on the flyer, and they will throw a party, but they will make it seem as if it's a concert for that person. So already I'm pissed off because we spent over $100 each for our tickets. And there were people in VIP who spent thousands to have a cabana or whatever they call it, all the different things. And I'm just like, I would be so upset if I was one of those people. So upset. I was already upset because a fight broke out, even though there were drones flying overhead. It seemed like there were police officers outside. So when this fight broke out, the way we even knew a fight broke out, because people were jam-packed together. They just kept letting people in. It was a hazard. And this is why they had the party outside, because then there was no fire department restriction on the number of people who could be out there and all of that stuff. You know, it's outside. There's no fire hazard, even though there's only one way in and one way out. Unless you jumped into the river and swam in that dirty water to get away. And I can't swim, and I'm not jumping in that dirty river anyway. A young lady came rushing over to us, and her friends were behind her, and she was disheveled and she was crying. And, you know, we're like, what happened? What happened? Are you okay? Do you need something? And she basically said there was a fight that broke out right next to her. She was afraid for her life. Her friend got scratched. Her friend had a scratch on her face. There were two guys. She said, I thought they were going to kill each other. And I'm just like, this does not happen at our soca. She had a British accent. And I tried to explain to her, listen, this does not usually happen. The soca crowd is a very chill crowd. We're very fun loving. We love to party. This is not something that happens here. So I don't know what that was. That must have been a one-off experience. And her friend, who was from the States, was trying to explain to her, yeah, you know, this is quite unfortunate. And I don't even remember seeing cops. So I don't know how it got squashed. Anyway, that went away. She calmed down. We moved over, let her sit on the side where we were, because we both survived 9/11, like walked through Manhattan during 9/11. And from that, there's a PTSD where we can't be in the middle of the crowd. We have to be on the outskirts somewhere. We have to see where the exits are, and we have to be able to easily get to the exit. So being in the middle of the crowd is just something that we just can't do anymore. That's just something that is just, if I'm at a football game, I'm looking and trying to figure out where all the exits are. If I'm in a movie theater, it's sad, but that's the reality. But I'm back out and I'm traveling, I'm doing things, but I'm just very wary of everything going on around me. So this other older lady comes over and she's like petting my friend and like stroking her. And she says she feels a little nauseous. Does she have any candy? So my friend turns to me. I didn't see her being petted and all of this. She turns to me and she goes, "Do you have any candy?" And I see she looks like a little, like sketchy. And I'm reading her. And I reached into my bag. I had a cough drop. I learned from last year's Labor Day when I lost my voice completely, barely into the weekend before the parade even happened. So I gave the lady a cough drop, and I noticed the paramedics were close by. I guess they had gone over to where the fight was, and they were dealing with that. And I asked her, I said, "Do you need me to have the paramedics come over and look you over?" Because her eyes were like glazed. I said, "Do you need me to have the paramedics come over?" And she's like, "No, I think I'm okay." So she's leaning up against the wall where we are. And a few minutes later, she says she's starting to feel faint. So I had my fan that I use to plug in and charge my phone and everything else. But also I need a fan for it's hot out there, right? So I turned my fan on and I turn it on high speed and I put it in her face and I say, "Hold this." Meanwhile, I'm looking around trying to see if I can find the paramedics because I've only seen that one pair of paramedics for this like 1,500 at least people on this pier. So I'm looking around. I go over. She says she feels like she's going to faint. So I rush over to the VIP area. I'm speaking to the lady who's standing there, who's supposed to be like the security person. And I said, "Do you have a walkie-talkie or something, some way to get in touch with someone to get the paramedics back here? This lady is not feeling well. She's feeling ill. And we need to get her some help." She has no way of getting in contact with anyone. She's just basically the gatekeeper standing there looking at bands to see who has a band on, who can come into the area versus the people who do not have a band, who she's keeping out of the area. Fine, whatever. She's just doing her job. I walk back over there and she's like, she's not doing well. And the lady's like leaning up against her now. And then she just collapses. She picks up her phone. She's calling 911. She's telling them where we are exactly. Blah, blah, blah. 911 is triangulating, figuring out which side of the stage we're on and everything else. I take off through the crowd. I'm just pushing people aside by this point. Finally, halfway through the crowd, almost all the way out of the venue, I find someone who's looking official because I'm talking to people behind the bars. I'm like, "Hey, can you call somebody?" "Oh, we don't know. We don't know. Finally found someone, brought him over. Well, by the time I found him and brought him over, the 911 had gotten in touch with the paramedics who were on the scene, and they had gotten over to her, had a wheelchair because we told them she's passed out cold, like slumped to the ground. The saddest part, if that wasn't sad enough, the saddest part of this is there were men standing around. They were at one table where they paid for a table and they're standing up and they have their drinks and everything like that. There was a man standing with a woman on the other side of us. The woman reached out to help my friend hold this woman up so her head didn't hit the floor, the concrete ground, as she slumped over. So I helped them get her down and then I took off. But she's like asking her husband to help and he's just standing there. The other guys at the table just standing there. I get back there and the same thing. And I hear one of them whispers, she's lit. She needs to get out of here. She needs to go home. She's lit." And I'm asking this lady, because by that time she's revived a little bit, "Where are your friends?" "They're somewhere in the crowd." "Don't ever leave your friends. Don't ever leave your friend's side." She said she'd had a half a gummy, a marijuana gummy. And I'm just like, you give your friend a half a gummy and you leave her side? Like, that is not a friend. That is not a friend. Don't ever travel with those people again. We got her number. We told her we're going to pray for her. We told her we're going to check up on her. We checked up on her the next day. Thankfully, she said she was fine. She said she doesn't remember everything. She just remembers that some ladies helped her, but she doesn't remember anything about it. We're like, "It's okay. We just wanted to make sure you're fine." And she said, "Yes, she's fine. She's back home. Everything's okay." But that kind of thing just really makes me sad for what the world is coming to. That, I don't know, is chivalry dead? Are people not helping each other anymore? Are just human beings not reaching out and being helpful to other human beings anymore? But those are the kind of stories, and again, I'm a glass half full kind of person. I'm a learn a lesson from a mishap rather than look at it as, "Oh, I'm never going to do that again," kind of thing. I have a ton of travel stories. I have a ton of travel stories that never make it into the vlog. But if you want to hear the stories, maybe in a different video, I try to keep the vibe of whatever that vlog is, the vibe of that vlog. So I figured I would throw in the travel stories here while I'm doing my Get Ready to Me. But it turned out the story was longer than the Get Ready with Me. So I hope you guys are enjoying your day. I'm going to show you now some clips from a restaurant that I went to earlier this week that is in the area that is lovely. I love the concept. I love what they're doing for the community, especially our autistic students, trying to make sure that they have an experience before they go out and get a job. So I will share Jeremiah's Cafe with you here, and then I'll show you all that I'm getting into going into Umoja Festival, which is always a good time. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you thumbs up. Make sure you share this with someone else who would like to see similar content. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Join the crew. See you later. Ciao.
So was that Ishmael Nehemiah? Yeah, that's what he just said. So Rhoda G's coming next.
Dance from the Ladies of Elegance. After checking the schedule and seeing that the main entertainment was not going to come on stage until about 9:45, we decided to walk down to Voodoo Chicken and the Rum Bar and get something to eat and an adult beverage. There were no adult beverages being served at the festival. So my friend, her sister, and her niece, we all just hung out, swung on the swings, and decided to look over the menu and see if we could find something tasty for the evening. We tried a couple different things. Well, they tried a couple different things. I let them be the guinea pigs. I let them be the guinea pigs, and I think they tried Drop Dead Fred at first, and no one liked it. It had a weird aftertaste. So we continued on our search for something else to drink. I decided to go with one of their other funky named cocktails. I went with the Tawanda Frosé, and so you had to go up to the bar and either stand or sit on the swing to order, and I ordered my drink. And it was delicious.
And what kind of fruit is in the Tawanda's Frosé?
Still me. Are you the upside down? Or are you just taking it correct? You was trying to do a video but struggling opening that umbrella.
The smoky bear and the frosé.
Tawanda tastes good. The drink. You're silly. Potato wedges, mac and cheese bites, hush puppies, fried pickles, dirty rice, Brussels sprouts, fried pickles, sweet potato fries, sweet potato waffle fries.
Y'all ready to jam out with us?
Yeah!
Let's go, y'all!
I hope y'all don't mind jamming with us.
Woo!
I want to come in with you. We're jamming, jamming, we're jamming, jamming, and I hope you like jamming too.
It goes like this. It goes, hey, hey, hey. Come on, let me hear you say it. Oh, what you got to say? 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 Say, hey, hey, hey. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, what you got to say? Oh, what you got to say? Oh, what you got to say? Oh, come on. Hollywood. Hollywood is swinging. That was sound good. Let's do that one more time. Come on. I said, get down on it. Get down on it. Hey, get down on it. Get down on it.
And I realize
Come on, y'all. Let's come have fun with y'all.
you're the highest of the high. If you don't know, then I'll say it. So don't ever wonder. Don't ever wonder.
Go ahead and walk out the door. One thing you gotta remember, one monkey don't stop no show. If you wanna go, baby, go ahead and walk out the door.
We sing out there.
One thing you gotta remember, one monkey don't stop no show. This thing gon'